again. This episode of The Odin Shot is taking photographs with the Minolta Dynax 4, and I did it with two lenses, and the first lens I used was a Tamron 80 to 210 autofocus zoom lens, and there it is in its 80s ugliness with its chunky, horrible grip. I got this a few years ago. I think it was at a charity shop, with a Minolta body that was quite dead, batteries corroded inside, and it really wasn't worth trying to save, so I kept the lens and the camera went in the bin. I've had some good results with this, with colour film, so I thought I'd try it again with black and white, and some of the first photos in the film were taken on that. It's not particularly fast lens. It's f4.5 to f5.6, so like all these zooms, not particularly fast. The second part was taken on the newer Minolta autofocus zoom. It's an 28 to 80 autofocus zoom, and would have been the lens that originally came with the Dynax 4 as a sort of kit lens. I've had mixed feelings about this lens in the past, so I thought it was time to give it another go. The film was developed in Microphen. It's Kentmere 400, and the developer was Microphen 1+1 dilution. When I was planning on what to do, the weather was quite dreadful at the time, so I thought I would do some indoor shots with single light source, which was the window. It was natural light, single light source. So I set up the camera on the tripod and had a backdrop of it's actually a throw blanket, which my good lady uses when she has a lie down on the settee. Set the subjects up and shot them. The first shots, as I say, were with the Tamron. It has no pretensions to being a macro lens, so it was mostly at minimum focus distance, and well, we'll see the photos and the conclusion. Then I went outside. I put the Minolta lens on the front, went outside and took some photos of some of our garden features, some of our statues. It's probably over describing them, the sort of things that you pick up at garden centres and on walks around places on Sundays. And the second part of the film, because I quickly ran out of subjects to photograph around the house and the garden. The second part of the film was taken in Whitley Bay. I had a hospital appointment, nothing to worry about. As you may have noticed, I have hearing problems, and I jokingly say it's because I saw too many heavy metal bands in the 70s, but I think it's something that was passed down through the family, poor hearing. So I wear hearing aids, and I went to get my hearing checked, and my last check was 6 years ago, and the good news is my hearing hasn't deteriorated in those 6 years. So they just, I had new hearing aids and I had to retune them. So after the hospital appointment, I walked from Rake Lane, North Tyneside Hospital, into Whitley Bay Town Centre, and then down to the promenade, and finished off the film around there. We'll look at the photographs, and I'll tell you my conclusions. Right, we've seen the photographs. First of all, the film, Kentmere 400. It's very grainy and it's got low contrast. It's cheap, but I think when I've used up my stock of that, Kentmere 400 is something I probably won't buy again. The developer, Microphen, I've used it twice now, and both times it's been 1+1 dilution, and to be honest, I haven't been totally overwhelmed with the results. It may be I'm doing something wrong. I've only been doing this for a year, so I could be making mistakes, but I've been careful with my temperatures and dilutions, and maybe I'm using it with the wrong films, but I think when I've used up the Microphen, I'm going to go back to liquid developers. They're not quite as cheap, but I've liked the results that I've had from liquid developers. The lenses on the camera, suppose I'm on a bit of a downer really about zoom lenses, and I watched a video this morning by someone who I've got respect for as a professional photographer, saying that zoom lenses encourage you to be lazy, prime lenses encourage you to think more about composition. So I think I'm going to be going back to prime lenses primarily, and also cameras with fixed lenses, and that's my intention for the near future. I also will probably be having a look at using old lenses on a digital camera. I've got quite a few M42 prime lenses, and I've got an M42 to Sony adapter, so I can use it on my Sony Alpha 3000, which I'm filming this on at the minute. So that's what's to come. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.